They're back, and they're coming to destroy the world.
20 years after the events of the first Independence Day, it's again time to do battle with aliens in Independence Day Resurgence. It's our featured film of the week.
I can't believe it's been 20 years. Still gonna take your father to the anniversary?
We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him.
On this day in 1996, the world escaped the clutches of extinction.
Your father was the bravest man I've ever seen.
We all lost someone we love.
But in their sacrifice, we found the technology to build a stronger and safer Earth. Because our survival is only possible when we stand together.
Oh my God. A distress call.
Why are they screaming?
They're not screaming.
They're celebrating. They're coming back. It has its own gravity. What goes up must come down.
Shouldn't we be nervous?
Yeah.
Our whole lives built up to this moment.
It's touchdown over the Atlantic.
Which part?
All of it.
Make them pay.
Not going up there to make friends.
We've got to remind them Earth is not for the taking.
All fighters, evade, evade!
I had years to get us ready.
We're going down!
We never had a chance.
We didn't last time either. We convinced an entire generation that this is a battle that we could win. We sacrificed for each other, no matter what the cost. And that's worth fighting for.
It's the 4th of July, so let's show them some fireworks.
Hold on!
They like to get the landmarks.
Before we tell you about the reviews, let's hear from two of the stars about all of the destruction in the movie.
The aliens attack, and we see if we can do anything to salvage this devastation.
There's a lot more of them, and their technology is even more advanced now. It's quite a dogfight.
All fighters, fall back! Fall back!
Shouldn't we be nervous?
Yeah. You've never seen world destruction like this.
It'll touch down over the Atlantic.
Which part?
All of it.
It's pretty incredible. I mean, it's huge.
20 years to get us ready, and we never had a chance.
Jeff Goldblum isn't wrong when he says you've never seen destruction like this, because the destruction of what seems like half the Earth happens in the blink of an eye and comes off as incredibly inconsequential. Guys, the Earth has been destroyed. Can we spend more time on that?
For once, Daniel, you are not alone in your opinion. Some critics did make that same argument, while in general, this was a huge disappointment, especially for fans who had been waiting for a sequel. Entertainment Weekly called it shockingly inept, while the New York Times called it predictable and pointed out the terrible dialogue.
And as Richard Roper of the Chicago Sun-Times put it, well, that was unnecessary. The positive reviews were few and far between.
Variety did say it entertains abundantly, but USA Today wrote the old charm just isn't there anymore. That may have something to do with the absence of Will Smith. The New Yorker coined a new term, saying that Resurgence suffers from a case of Smithlessness.
Yes, this was definitely missing like a powerful lead character like Will Smith, who was
he
so great in the original.
That's just what you associate with that movie,
Right.
Will Smith.
Yeah, and
So-
they just, the character's just, hey, he's just not there.
Right.
He was killed at some point in the last 20 years. Oh, great, whatever.
Moving on.
Yeah, just 2 stars for Independence Day Resurgence. It's on demand now, and I will say how I describe this one is the first one was dumb but fun. This one was dumb and not fun.
That's not what you want.
It was just a drag.
Right.
It was a drag. We haven't had an Ethan Hawke movie on here as VOD for a while. It's about time to make all things right with the world.
So true. We'll check out the Western In a Valley of Violence on the other side of the break.
Hurricane season is here, and Suncoast weather can go from this to this in seconds. So when severe weather threatens, count on the official Suncoast Storm Team at ABC7.
We're armed with the most advanced weather technology so that we can bring you storm warnings faster and with more detail than ever before.
Plus, we focus on the Suncoast and track storms right down to your neighborhood.
On air, online, and on your mobile device. Turn to the official Suncoast Storm Team at ABC7. We're here for you.
There was this big bruise on my friend's face. I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to think her own nephew could have hit her.
I didn't want to see it. My mother's bank account was emptied, and a caregiver had taken control of it.
I didn't want to see it. My father's refrigerator. There was hardly anything in it. That's unusual for him.
It's tough to see that a senior citizen is being abused, physically, emotionally, sexually, or financially. Elder abuse is a crime.
So see the signs. Stop the crimes.
Attention, this is an important message for anyone who has taken Xarelto or Pradaxa. If you or a loved one took the blood thinner medication Xarelto or Pradaxa and was then hospitalized for internal bleeding, you may be entitled to significant compensation. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to serious, even fatal internal bleeding. If you suffered a stroke, heart attack, or serious internal bleeding, or if a loved one died after taking Xarelto or Pradaxa, call us now. Our network of attorneys have years of experience fighting the big pharmaceutical companies and is ready to fight for you. Potential claims are being reviewed for users of Xarelto or Pradaxa who have suffered severe bleeding or hemorrhaging, stroke, or even death. Our network of experienced attorneys is ready to fight for you. You won't pay a thing unless your case is settled. Call today for a free confidential consultation. Don't fight this alone.
Please call 800-928-6604. That is 800-928-6604.
Our next movie tells the story of a small town that spirals into chaos and violence, with Ethan Hawke and John Travolta right in the middle of it all.
Let's take a look at In the Valley of Violence.
Hey, fellas, I don't think this bum knows where he is.
They call this place Valley of Violence. Why don't you back up before you find out why? You talk too much.
Now, don't worry, everyone. You are gonna see a fight.
Oh, I love a good fight.
You gonna face me like a man or what?
You started this.
I'm gonna finish it, too.
Oh, he just spit on him. He just spit on Gilly.
I am the marshal here in Denton, and I can't have people thinking this kind of business goes on around here.
So you find yourself another town, far away from here. We gotta keep our heads down, okay?
He can't get away with this. He almost took your head off.
I'm gonna end it, and I'm gonna prove to him what I am capable of.
No. You're making a mistake. You should have never come up against me.
That's a long way down. Don't come any closer.
What's the priest need so many bullets for?
Sinners.
Those men left me with nothing. I'm gonna leave them with less.
Y'all should have known better. This man is a military man, trained to kill.
We ain't gonna wait here to die. We're gonna take it to him.
You're sweating a lot. You're not gonna pass out on me or nothing, are you?
He's gonna die for what he did.
Well, another movie this week with a more than solid cast. Vanity Fair thought the performances were fierce, often funny, and full of life.
And some of that credit, of course, has to go to Hawke and Travolta.
That's a sweet doggy. She doing the tricks?
She bites.
All right. Down to business, I guess. I am Clyde Martin. I am the marshal here in Denton.
You got a badge?
Damn pin broke. Satisfied? You busted up my deputy pretty good.
idea he was your deputy. I was just trying to defend myself.
I know you were. Nobody dare tell me that because it's my son.
Pretty good exchanges there, and despite some highlights from the cast, the reviews weren't all that glowing. Variety didn't think the characters were fleshed out enough, while IndieWire lamented on what the movie could have been.
In all fairness, though, Entertainment Weekly said this is definitely a B movie and never worries about trying to be more than that. And the New York Daily News thinks this is a can't-miss Western.
If you like Westerns and if you're a great fan of those and these actors, this will be a safe bet for a pretty good movie night. We're giving In a Valley of Violence 3 out of 5 stars.
I've noticed from doing this show that Ethan Hawke, for such a mainstream name, he does a lot of lesser-known films.
Right.
Good for him. And a lot of them, as we've seen on the show, are good.
Very good point. I think he has that very like artist vibe.
Yes, exactly.
Not like blockbuster
Right.
movie star.
He wants to
right?
do the material that's good for him and that he is
That he
strongly
thinks is
about.
strong. Right.
Well, so we've had Cafe Society set in the 1930s in a valley of violence, a couple decades before that.
And now we take a trip to the 1960s Los Angeles for Mr. Church, starring Eddie Murphy and up-and-coming actress Britt Robertson.
Henry Joseph Church could have been anything he wanted. He chose to cook. The key, he said, jazz.
Good morning. I see you met Charlie.
Not officially. Morning, Charlotte. My name is Mr. Church.
When Mr. Church came into our lives, I wanted him gone.
Hope you don't mind. I bring books with me every place I go.
I hate reading. But over time, I couldn't imagine life without him.
Mr. Church, I'd like to check out a book.
What kind of a deal did Richard make with you?
I was asked to cook for you and your child till you passed on.
And through it all, I never knew Mama was sick. I never knew anything until much later.
You are so beautiful. Accepted to Boston University. I'm so proud of you. Why do you care? You won't be around to see it anyway.
My Mama had been the sun to me.
She always accompanied
And Mr. Church, he was like the moon. Cool, calm, and always there.
Turn down the lights tonight.
What's gonna happen now?
But you can call Boston University and tell them that Charlotte Brooks will be attending.
It's funny how life has a way of moving forward. But no matter how hard it gets, you can always find your way back home. Surprise! Aren't you gonna ask me how it happened?
I know how girls get pregnant, Charlotte. I got one rule. You respect my privacy.
I will.
What are you doing?
Oh, I'm just...
Okay, now you got to go.
Sorry.
One rule and you break.
What is it? All these secrets and lies. I just wanted to know you, Mr. Church.
The reviews came in not as positive as you might think. Two in particular, from The New Yorker and Variety, had some strong feelings about the Mr. Church character. The New Yorker said that while it may be unintentional, the movie is, quote, repugnant for its dehumanizing view of a black man.
On top of that, the Seattle Times called this an improbable story that is hard to actually believe, and the Hollywood Reporter called it emotionally manipulative, though that same review did go on to note the quality lead performances.
The New York Daily News echoed that sentiment, saying, quote, Murphy's low-key but affecting performance is filled with loaded and loving glances. They only wish that the movie was just a little bit better.
2 stars for Mr. Church. It'll either be a tearjerker or a channel changer, probably depending on what you're looking for and how high you set your expectations, given that Eddie Murphy is starring in this and he's a great actor.
Yeah.
Horror and violence meets a little bit of comedy and even some entrepreneurship, kind of, for our next film.
Stick around. Fear, Inc. is still to come.
Monday at 5 on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Hello, I'm Stephanie Roberts. The holiday deals just keep coming. After a busy shopping weekend, retailers are now looking at adding more deals online. Monday on Good Morning Suncoast, we'll show you what's being offered for Cyber Monday. Josh?
And it's been such a dry November, but it looks like there could be some rain in our forecast. We'll have the details.
Monday at 5 on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
You're going to need me. You're going to need us. All of us. You're going to need our help with your water, your air, your food, You're going to need our determination, our compassion. You're going to need the next generation of leaders to face the challenges the future will bring. And we promise we'll be there when you need us.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help.
And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 1-800-764-8708. That's 1-800-764-8708.
Our final movie this week will strike a chord with you horror fans.
Let's take a look at the trailer for Fear, Inc.
I just want to be scared a little bit. I just want to shake in my boots. Hey, look at that. Not scary.
This ain't scary enough, huh?
Sorry? This dude told me about this company that create these custom scares for you. Fear something?
If you ever want to be really scared, just call that number.
You don't want to do this. These guys chased my boss through a parking garage in the middle of the night.
Hello? Fear Inc. How do we get tickets?
Sorry, we're sold out.
We're live at the scene of a quadruple homicide.
Is that a house?
Joe Foster is considered to be the main suspect.
What the
Fear Inc. What?
They got the breakers. Did you not hear a word we said? This company is dangerous, man.
It has begun. Little pigs, let me come in. Not by the hair of your chinny chin chin. Well, then I'll blow your house in.
What kind of company do you guys run? You made me kill my friends!
You're the horror buff, Joe. You should have known.
This is a game. The Shining, Scream, they're all horror films.
Awesome, wasn't it?
Critics didn't necessarily find it all that scary, but some still enjoyed it.
Bloody Disgusting, which you just know by the name, is an expert on movies like this, thinks this could be just what the doctor ordered for some moviegoers. They did find Fear Inc. to be kind of generic, though, despite some plot twists.
We got this cover, thought those plot twists hurt the movie in its, quote, devious concept. Meanwhile, the Nerdist had mixed feelings about the film, while Blu-ray.com likened it to Scream, but called it a Scream knockoff.
So we're giving Fear Inc. 2 stars if you like a mix of scares and laughs. This may be worth a watch on demand.
But it seems like there's been so many movies now that are the horror movies that are like in on the joke.
Trying to do that?
Yeah, the novelty may have worn off a bit.
I could see that for sure. Well, to make sure, visit our website. Here is VOD.com if you want more information on the films we talked about in this show and previous ones. I'm Haley Wilkes. We'll see you next week.
And I'm Daniel Feingold. Thanks for joining us. Enjoy the movies.
Hurricane season is here. We'll make sure you're prepared. Watch our hurricane special on our ABC7 app and all our live streaming platforms.
Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, and Roku.
Using baby powder or talc may lead to ovarian cancer. $72 million was awarded in a recent talc lawsuit after lawyers found secret internal documents showing that the baby powder manufacturer knew about the link between talcum powder and ovarian cancer for decades, but never told the public. If you were diagnosed with ovarian cancer after using talcum powder on a regular basis, you may qualify for a cash award. Call 800-793-6621. 800-793-6621.
If you're one of the millions of Americans who are disabled and unable to work, I have an important message. You may be entitled to receive disability benefits through Social Security. You'll be matched up with an advocate who will evaluate your situation, handle your application, deal with Social Security for you, and handle all appeals and hearings. Best of all, there are no upfront fees, so you pay nothing until you receive your benefits.
Call the Citizens Disability Helpline today for a free, no-obligation consultation.
ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights.